Okay, so the last two stories are sort of special cases that are related to each other. I'm going to treat them for the purposes of making a video as completely separate cases, so I'm going to end up repeating a little bit of information between the both of them. This one is going to be about the devil, the god, and the Magnolia. So this story was a sidestep from a different story. I'll get to that in a minute. It is a 3-shot. A 1-shot is when you write, it's like a single chapter, a short story, and then you just end it there. A 3-shot, or 2-shot, or whatever, is when you've done, predictably 3 chapters or 2 chapters. And this one was a 3-shot for a reason. So this one came about because, let me hit rating and triggers before I move on. The rating for this one is mature, not explicit. The triggers for this one is a little bit of non-consensual sex, which is like, it's kind of like rape. I define them differently. For rape, I consider it to be like violent and heinous, and it's rape. Non-consensual, I consider to be sort of like, you have some consciousness of it. Date rape would be non-con, because you're consenting, but it's not really consent. Being brainwashed or manipulated, I consider to be kind of like non-con as well. This one's non-con. I'm not going to spoil it. It's a little non-con. No rape, but no alcohol, no real violence. Yeah, so I'm just going to call this one mature. And this is how I came up with the idea. So earlier I mentioned in my namesake video there was a story called Peach Flower, and the whole premise was that there were these really manipulative women that were trying to kind of run the Leaf Village through the dark underbelly of it. And so I made this giant story with my co-writer Chaos, who I can't find now, and this story came about because Mito tries to seduce Madara and botches it. So to give you more background on that, in the beginning of Naruto, way before the start of the series, there were these 2 boys, and it was Hashirama and Madara, and they were on opposite sides of the war, and they were friends who ended up having to fight against each other most of their lives, and then eventually made the village. Madara has no one left. He has no family, he has no friends, he's not very well liked, he's kind of moody and dark and scary. And Hashirama is this wonderful, happy-go-lucky, smiling, perfect guy that everybody loves and can't help but love, and a born leader. And so it's basically Hashirama that runs the show, and he kind of drags Madara along, and because they're friends, Madara kind of deals with it. Well, in the canon, Madara, he dies. He doesn't actually die, he sort of brings himself back to life, and then starts this whole manipulative plan in motion, to the point where he comes back to life for real after he's died of old age 50 or 60 years later, to institute this huge world war with the ultimate purpose of brainwashing the world and placing them in this illusion where they see their dreams. So, like, if you had lost somebody that was really important to you, then you would be living in a state of where you believe that that person is still around. You see your basically your wildest dreams. And his whole purpose of the war was to do this. And I was like, what kind of brand of batshit crazy do you need to be to get there? And because he's often portrayed as being arrogant and kind of a dick, I mean, there's gotta be a reason for that. And as I was writing this story with Chaos, we determined that the reason was a woman. Because, of course, if a man goes batshit crazy and wants to destroy the world, it's probably because of a woman. That's just the way that it is. The best stories go that way. So that was what we went with. And so in that story, Mito tries to seduce Madara with power, not necessarily with herself. She's like, you should have been the leader, and Hashirama should have been the pet, and I know that you want me because I represent power and all the things that you couldn't have. And he was listening, and she kind of manipulated him into believing it so, and so he kind of attacked her, and somewhere along the way she miscalculated it. So this is a 3-shot, and the first shot is this incident from Madara's point of view, from the beginning of when he was made aware of her existence, through to the end of how he found out that she had tricked him. And the second shot is Hashirama from the time that he realized that he loved this woman, through this incident, and to the resolution. And then the third shot is Mito, from the time that she had decided to do the incident, all the way through how it had ended and sort of scared her. So, there is that one. The one thing that I need to tell you if you're going to read it that you won't understand is a couple of definitions. So, the term kunoichi is for female ninja, and it's kind of an important concept. I portray kunoichi as being deceptive and crafty, smart, and seducing. They use the things that they have at their disposal to get what they want. So they're clever, and they're pretty, and they trick people and steal. So there's that term. And then Hokage is the term for the leader of the village, so that pops up in there. That is everything that you need for that. When I published it the first time, actually, my co-writer didn't like it because she thought that I misportrayed her character, which is Toka. She makes a very brief cameo in this story, and I think that Chaos actually really overreacted. But I will also link that one below this video if you would like to read it, and I will go on and talk about Forever in the next video. Forever is the name of it. So this is trying to explain why Madara is fucked up, and I take two different takes on it. And this is the everyone tried to kill Madara way too many times and he lost his mind version of that, centered on his obsession with Mito. The next one is a little different. The next one's fun.